Cool. Hello and welcome, everyone. You are at your Homemade Method live event. I am Maddie Kuhn, your head coach and nutritionist here at the Homemade Method. And you can see we have a wonderful guest here, Karen, with me. Today's event is all
Right.
about her story, how she lost 45 pounds in a little over a year, and how she really shifted things around for herself. She went through a little bit of a rough patch, but has since really improved her health and feels so much better. So we're here to celebrate her today, shine a little spotlight on that story. And we're so excited to have you all join us here live. So if you are a program member, success member, newbie, you know the deal, open up the chat, click the drop down menu and choose everyone, and then let us know where you're calling in from, who you are. If you're part of our community, you are also super welcome to be here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat right now myself. Perfect. We've got that going. And if you're confused about what I mean, when you open up the chat, you'll see there's a little drop down menu. It should be hosts and panelists as a starting point. When you click it, you just choose everyone. All right. So yes, I see the chat is starting to roll. Welcome, everyone. So you're at today's live event by the Homemade Method. This is all about how Karen, my wonderful guest here, lost 45 pounds in a little over a year. And what I love so much about Karen's story is that it's really relatable. I think a lot of you are going to find it super inspiring and help you stay motivated on your own journey. If you don't know me already, I am Maddie Kuhn. I am your head coach and nutritionist here at the Homemade Method. And so I want to invite Karen to say hello real quick. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
How are you feeling today?
I'm doing great.
Good, awesome. I'm happy you're feeling good. Getting up in front of a crowd, especially a virtual one, can feel a little nerve-wracking. So I'd love to see a little encouragement in the chat for our dear member Karen. Maybe a little encouragement for me too. I'm 6 months pregnant and currently experiencing some indigestion. What a joy. I'm sure many of you have experienced that yourselves if you've ever been pregnant. And if you're just jumping on, let me know who you are and where you're calling in from. I see we've got lots of ladies here from all over. Hello and welcome. We've got Phyllis from Iowa, Dorothy from Wisconsin, Barb from Kentucky, Kathy from New Mexico. We've got Linda from Alaska. Awesome. Perfect. Now, if you're just joining us, I encourage you to type in the chat who you are, where you're calling in from, and just to make sure this is super relevant for you, type in your health or weight loss goal. Let's get that rolling if you're open to sharing, of course. We always love to make these events super applicable, right? So if you are looking to lose weight, or if you're looking to, reduce high blood pressure, blood cholesterol, blood sugars, then you're definitely in the right place. But I would actually really just love to hear like what's going on from you ladies in the chat. I see poundage, get like 30 pounds, 70 pounds. Does that mean you want to lose 30 pounds, 70 pounds? Would love for even just a little bit more specific. Awesome. Thanks for clarifying, Sue. The more specific you can be, fabulous, the more we can focus in and hone in on those goals. Barb wants to lose 60 pounds, get off blood pressure meds, get away from prediabetes. Absolutely. Awesome. Carol Roberts said, I've lost 100 pounds. Where'd that go? Oh my gosh. Want to lose more, maybe 40 pounds. Carol, that's amazing. That's incredible. Hats off to you. Blair wants to lower A1C and lose 40 pounds. Wonderful. I can't see whose name. It starts with an N. I can't see their full name though. Oh, they've lost 70 pounds here to support the speaker. Oh, that's so sweet. Maybe one of your homemade buddies, Karen. And amazing that they've lost 70 pounds. Joan wants to lose 100 pounds. Linda is looking to lose weight and get off BP meds. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Oh, it's Nina. Hi, Nina. Perfect. So welcome to everyone. You're definitely in the right place. If you're looking to lose weight without dieting, if you're looking to reduce your blood sugars, your blood cholesterol, blood pressure, that is exactly what we do here at the Homemade Method. A lot of you already know that, but just in case you're getting to know us, that's what we do here. So I'm going to be sharing what Karen did, or she's going to be sharing because I'm going to interview her. She'll be sharing her own story. So you can get super inspired to help you hit your health and weight loss goals. We're talking all about what she's done with the homemade method, how she's made it her own, and how she's really turned things around for her. So if that sounds good, go ahead, type in the chat, I'm excited, or sounds good, so I can get a feel for everyone's vibe today. All right. I'm already getting questions about the program. I love that. Peggy, I love your question. I'm going to get to it in just a second. Catherine Potter said, can't wait to get started. You say lots of excited, lots of sounds good. Go, Karen, go. Yes, I love it. I love the excitement. We're going to hear from Karen in just a second. So before I dive into the interview and let Karen share her beautiful story, I just want to share some exciting news to our community. For ladies who haven't joined us yet. So we recently closed enrollments to our 21-day healthy weight reset, and we had over 450 ladies join us this round, which was really exciting for our small little team, helping all of you improve your health and start working towards your health goals. And because we provide one-on-one support and do live events, we really have to put a cap on who we accept into our program. All at once, right? We can only help so much, help so many ladies at the same time, right? Because we are a small team. So enrollments are currently closed, but if you've been looking to join us, we are opening enrollment to the 21-day Healthy Weight Reset during this live event for live attendees only for just the next few hours. So if you've been thinking about it, have questions about it, we are here to answer your questions all about that program and working with us, what it's like to work with us. So Karen will share a little bit about what it's like to work with our coaches, such as myself, and I'll chat a little bit answering your questions about the 21-day reset. So if you're interested, I want you to type in the chat, I'm interested, so I know how much time I can allocate towards questions at the end of this event. And Joan, happy 77th birthday. Yes, it's never too late to help you get started towards your goals. I would love to have you enter this next year feeling good and motivated and amped to feel energized, lose weight, feel really good about yourself and your body. All right, interested. Okay, cool. Lots of ladies are interested. Okay, sweet. Thanks for letting me know. I will know how much to dedicate at the end. So the only catch is that I really want to focus on Karen's story right now. So I'm gonna answer all your questions about the 21-day reset at the end. We're gonna dive into Karen's story right now because I saw a lot of ladies were interested in hearing from her, which I love. I love the support. And yeah, let's dive in, Karen. Thank you for bearing with me during that little intro.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pleasure. It's wonderful. I've been seeing your posts in the members only group and just really felt compelled to reach out to you to ask you to share your story. And a little background with Karen is she joined our life-changing cooking program, which is our signature 4-month-long program back in late March 2001. And then she continued on with us.
21.
Oh yeah, sorry. 2000. My God, like I said, I'm pregnant, so bear with me. Thank you for the correction. 2001, we were still in incubation process. 2021 was last year. And then she joined our success program in August of last year. She recently purchased the 21-day reset to have in her back pocket, and now we are going to dive into your story, dear. So I would love for you to share a little bit about your health and weight before joining the homemade method.
Yeah, so my health was not great the last 10-ish years, and it was a series of events that seemed to just keep piling one on top of the other. So I would just kind of start to improve or cope with one thing, and something else would come up. So the biggest things were I have kind of a rare neurological condition, which affects my walking and other neurological type things, especially down my left side. That's affected my joints because I've put too much pressure on the other side. So now I'm in line for a joint replacement. And I also have had breast cancer in 2011 and radiation surgery, and then again in 2019. And in 2020, then COVID hit, and I was feeling pretty down. Through the start of when I had the neurological condition and was put on a lot of meds, that's when the big weight gain came. And then small amounts have crept on ever since, but that was the initial big uh, change in me. I'm not a lifelong weight issue person. It's probably more the last 12 years. So um, then COVID hit, so I'm feeling down and just sitting on the couch a lot. And um, I fall a lot. I was getting harder to get out of the tub. Then in August 2020, I had a pulmonary embolism, which was due to one of the meds I'm on for the breast cancer. So it was just a lovely series of events. So fast forward to the spring or early spring 2021. I didn't know it for some time, but I had a pharmacy error in my medication, and I felt even worse. And I was feeling particularly lousy and sorry for myself when I stumbled upon Anna and the homemade method. And it's not like the first thing or only thing I've ever heard of to lose weight, but this one just seemed to speak to me, and it just seemed to be meant to be. And perhaps that's why I had to endure that medication error, because that was the impetus to do something. So I thought, if I can do something about my health, it's just something just really spoke to me, and I thought I would this was something I should try. And I think the focus on health more than just a weight loss thing is a big plus to all of us. You know, people wanting their blood numbers better and all this sort of thing is so important. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I know it's challenging to talk about because you had just one thing after the other kind of knocking you down. I know when we chatted before, you were like just talking about, like, I felt so discouraged and just like felt like it was a real mental challenge. So um, I'm super grateful you took a chance on us because I know that when you're feeling that kind of down, I'm just like, what's next? Like, what else could possibly happen? It can take a lot to put trust into someone's hands for help. Um, and it can be a little nerve-wracking, right? So just shout out to you. Thank you.
it was at first, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next day I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get started. And I
Yeah.
can feel for when people say those things, because it takes a few days to get into it. And
Yeah, and it's a I mean it's essentially a course, right? It's a program, it's a course you're
yes,
learning, right? So it's it's taking a leap of faith and being like, I'm gonna take the time to learn something new right now and try to apply it to my life. Um, let's chat a little bit about what you tried before to get results. Because I feel like this is gonna be really uh, it's gonna resonate with a lot of ladies. So what
um,
did you try?
well, the thing is, I thought for the most part I ate relatively decent. Always one that liked a lot of veggies and fruit, and not a big dessert person, although I
Yeah.
did like munchy things like chips, or that's more my weakness. But so I wasn't starting from a place of no good food. So that, coupled with my meds and health issues, I just thought, like you were saying, I thought, well, there's no hope. I I can't exactly I guess sometimes something just clicks with us when we want to think, okay, this is something that can give me some hope. I tried at one time with a dietitian, but it was straightforward things that I know, have you had your calcium source today? Have you had X amount of veggies? And too many rules. And I thought I already know this. So if it's not working, it's not make it. I just didn't latch onto it. No fault to the woman trying to help me.
Ab-
um,
Absolutely. I think a lot of our like ladies who are there with us, in our programs today or have seen a dietitian, just in general, they kind of feel the same way. They are given rules to follow, but zero guidelines as how to meet those rules, right? You're not given the tools to learn. You're just said, don't eat this, and eat this. Um, and one of the things that I love that you said is that you need to learn um, and understand how to, you know, meet these guidelines and not just rules to follow. Um, because I think,
exactly.
yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we do, right? We teach skills and techniques in order to help ladies learn how to cook and shift their lifestyle. Pardon me, my voice is leaving me momentarily. Um, in order to shift their, healthy eating patterns, shift their mindset, start shifting their hormones, start changing the way they approach their bodies. So I really thought I resonated with that so much is that, I love that. I need things I can learn and understand and not rules to follow. Because who likes
Exactly.
rules? I hate rules.
And I think I said to you, I think I'm kind of rebellious. So,
You are, you're a little firecracker.
and if somebody said you can't have chips, I'd be dying for chips. And
Yes.
or just as an example. And I did start to drown my sorrows with ice cream. So I'd eat a really pretty nutritious dinner, but then I had a great big honking bowl later when I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
Um, so with this, what I like is we're not told, no this food, no that food. And the funny thing is, I I haven't desired them. I have watched myself get excited about my health, that I can have some control over it, that things can make a difference. And um, I've I've been around ice cream, I've been around chips. I actually was able to, my husband had some, take maybe 4 chips and walk away. Like that never happened before. And ice cream, when I had a spoonful, it tasted too sweet. So I haven't felt like I missed it, but nobody said I can't do it. So
That's beautiful. I think that's a
mhm,
testament to like a shift of mindset, right? So rather than I can't have that, it's like I'm going to nourish my body. And like if I want to enjoy that, then I can have it. And if I don't want it, then I don't need it. And it also is
exactly.
it's a testament to how your taste buds change, right? Once you really start to shift towards eating like whole nourishing food. You ate pretty healthy prior to homemade, but once you start to pare down on the more processed foods, your taste buds really do shift. And so the less like processed, salty, sweet, snacky stuff you're having, the more like the fruits and veggies and like all these flavorful foods, like they really pop in your mouth. And so you don't necessarily crave those other flavors because those are, you know, they're processed, they start tasting really processed. Um, and so yeah, it's incredible how your palate can even change like along with your mindset. It's a nice little marriage there that happens within your body.
And you
Um,
think you're preparing your own food, but you don't think, oh, I'm pouring in a jar of processed
yeah,
tomato sauce. Like I thought I was buying a high end one, but it still has a lot of sugar and salt. So
yeah.
just buy tomatoes.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say for anyone who hears that and is like, like I'm not ready to do that. It's okay. Baby steps are okay. You can always start shifting towards like I buy something prepared and then you take a little step to make it a little less processed and then another little step to make it less processed until one day you're like whipping up a beautiful batch of homemade Pasta sauce. I actually would love to check in with the chat right now and just see, like, has anyone experienced a change of taste buds on the homemade method and any of our programs, or has anyone experienced that mindset shift of when they aren't, they aren't told anymore, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. And then all of a sudden they stop craving the one thing they were told they can't eat. I would love to hear from you ladies. I also love this quote that Stacy Knoll posted right here. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I met Anna at a very poignant time in my life, so I can attest to it.
I guess I was ready too, because it was like,
I think you were ready. Yeah. All
and
right.
that initial day after, when I was discouraged for maybe only a day, when I'm like, oh, what do I do? And then my daughter just said, give it time and don't send your email back till you give it a day, and then you figure a lot of it out, or you learn things in the Facebook. Like, it's just give yourself a day or two when you start to be overwhelmed, and not get upset about it. And
Yeah, we also are here to help anyone who's
I know.
overwhelmed. That is our goal. We have a whole team dedicated to that. So I'm seeing a lot in the chat saying mindset shift. We'll go through drive-through just to have tea. Don't eat the weird food. Jamie said absolutely. Joan said yes. So it looks like a few of you can relate. Cool. So, oh, there we go. The chat is just taking a minute, but Marilyn said it looks like she's not doing homemade method, but some time ago she decided to cut back on salty foods. It didn't take long before I could just not eat things like chips or oversalted foods. That's awesome. And Peggy said, thank you for being so realistic. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about your results, because these are so inspiring, right? Let's take a moment, reflect. So you've been through breast cancer, pulmonary embolism, you were diagnosed with a neurological condition that caused some serious upheaval in your life and your ability to like do a lot of things. At one point you were not able to do much by yourself. You had trouble getting out of the tub alone, which can be really scary. So let's talk a little bit about where you're at now.
So the last little while, I have started to think I can feel some of myself again, like my old self. And even though I know in a lot of fronts, both learning, because I know I have so much more to learn. That's what I love about this. It's constantly learning new things, but plus in my health. But getting this far has just I can now get in and out of the vehicles easier. I can get in and out of the tub. I've lost between 45 and 50 pounds. Sometimes I think, I don't know how I did it, because I seriously have not been hungry. We don't have to go. And this just makes so much sense to learn about what really is the most nutritious thing for us. And I remember I said to you, I think I love the live events. I learn a lot from all of you, and snippets stay with me. One Anna said was, if you eat right and the right things, the weight will just, your body will shed the pounds it doesn't need. And that was kind of enlightening to me. And then I don't know if it was that night or another session, she just said, if you think you're not losing enough, just eat more vegetables. And I'm like, how easy is that? Okay, I can put more on my plate and less of, like, it was just so straightforward. There was no rules, and so I'm gradually learning and more all the time from all of you. And I think that's kind of given me a new purpose, that I can be back learning again, and something that's beneficial. And I've also been really fortunate that my whole family has bought in. It was not hard at all to get them on board. And I didn't tell anybody they can or can't do anything, but I live with, well, I did till recently, two young adult children and my husband, and they're all interested in their health. And so my husband decided at the same time to quit Coke because that was his nemesis. And so instead of like the chips, instead of doing 100%, he keeps track and he lets himself have one little bottle a month or something as a, and he did it, and everybody eats the same thing. And um, yeah, so I really appreciate that I do have the support at home too.
Absolutely. That makes
Mhm.
such a major difference. Like what a
Mhm.
beautiful thing um to have your husband be on board, and also to have him like start making some adjustments too, which, I mean, obviously you care for your partner so much, and to have them also be working on their health is a testament to like them showing up for you in the long run, right? It's a beautiful thing. That's a great way to be loved and show love to your partner and to yourself. I love that he is still enjoying a little bit of Coke, whenever like it's like a little bottle here and there, like whatever.
Yeah,
But for the
yeah.
most part, he's on board with eating lots of veggies. You mentioned he loves to cook too. And
So, so for the longest time, the first few months, I still was having a lot of trouble standing. So I come sit at the kitchen table with my binder of recipes, and he does the legwork while I give
oh,
instructions. And
that's so
so,
beautiful.
so that's how we, yeah, that's how we do it. And he jokes about me sending him to the grocery store. I've never heard of that. And he'll say, I don't know where to look for it. And now he says, oh, there's a superfood aisle. That's where I go. So for all these new things you're asking me for. So
That's so cute. I love it. Um, Real quick, Pamela, Alexander, we see you in the chat. I promise I'll get you information on where to start. We're just going to focus on Karen's story for a little bit longer. So thank you for hanging in there. For everyone who's here, we're going to continue on with our story, and I promise we'll answer all your questions about where to get started and how you can get results like this in just a moment. So Karen, one of the things I really loved that you mentioned in when we chatted was you love to make like cooking healthy, like a fun challenge. And I think this really can resonate with a lot of ladies here. Like I did an interview with Nina Baker last week for anyone who joined. And she mentioned that she chose to make healthy cooking her hobby. So I'm seeing this as like, a common thread through a lot of ladies. Totally understandable though. If any of you out there hate cooking, don't worry, we've got plenty of tips for you. But for anyone who's like, like I like cooking, I've been a cook my whole life. Um, I've been cooking. This can be something that you can kind of pull from this story, right? Is make a fun challenge out of it. I really love that you mentioned that. It was a beautiful little thread you pulled.
I was going to say, even if you're not a lover of cooking in the big scheme, I find it really exciting or fun to think, how can I make this more nutritious and what can I add? And it's a way to use my own creativity. You learn from the recipes, but then you take from there and you can adjust this one or make it your own, or you remember enough that's a starting place and you make something new. And I think that's been a huge help to me, that I haven't had to follow something to the letter, but I can again learn, be creative. And sometimes I'll say, oh, that's just nutrition in a bowl that we're having tonight. It just feels exciting
That's
that you're
great.
doing something for yourself like that.
Yes,
Um,
because you feel better afterwards, right?
mhm,
You feel
definitely.
so much better. Yeah, it's just um I love that. So what do you love best about the programs?
Oh, well, I guess I've named a few things.
You have. Yeah.
Yes, I love all the live events and the coaches, and I try to watch most of them on. This is me. Everybody's different, but on the time when they're live, because it just feels like you put it in your calendar, then I'm going to go do it. And even if some things are repeated that I may have heard before, that's okay, because either it's good to hear it again, but I always pick up some things new. And you just feel like you're part of a community when you do it live too, because you can
Mm,
partake in the chat. And then I've really liked the Facebook group, and I'm actually starting to take part in it more than I did. I used to just put in the odd comment to other people, but my first post with my picture was actually a huge deal, because prior to joining, I didn't want anybody to take my picture. And so I don't have a starting picture exactly. I'm sure I can find one in a group, but that night that I said to my husband, "Oh, take my picture." And then I wrote something, and then it took me a good month to even put it on after that. And then my kids told me I wrote it too lengthy, but I said, this is kind of my story. So I cut some out, but I still left it rather lengthy. And I was most surprised and pleased when, it's just like, oh, somebody read my story. Like,
oh yeah, we all
it
did.
meant so much to me. And then when I did this little shopping thing, and I thought, this is the first time in so long that I feel like this was kind of fun, that I'm just not getting something, I guess that's okay. Like I thought they were kind of cute, and so I was sending pictures to my daughter because she wasn't with me, and so I thought, oh, maybe I'll put that on. And this is what I want to say is, this is so not like me. Like, anybody that messages me on Facebook, I'll see my profile picture is one of my pets. When I joined, I don't know how many years ago, I said to my daughter, it will not be a picture of me on there, and do not post any of me without asking me. Like, I
Yeah,
was, so self-esteem was a big issue. So feeling better about yourself is immeasurable, really. Like,
absolutely.
mm,
So thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's like a lot of ladies here can resonate with that, right? Like just feeling like I don't want anyone to see me. Like I want to be invisible. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I feel. And then once you start feeling better, like, yeah, you want to go shopping. You want to put on clothes that actually fit you and you feel good in the dressing room. You're sending pictures to your friends or your loved ones, your daughter, whoever. Like what a beautiful moment to have. Like this? Do I look cute? I
it
love
was like,
that.
it was so goofy, and my hair wasn't done or anything. It
Whatever.
was just
Yeah.
the goofiest picture. And I thought, maybe some other people can relate to that too. That
Yes, I
mm,
so think so. So Nancy Firkins had a question. She asked, did you weigh yourself throughout the program?
I don't have a set period. I do sometimes, like, and I'm not saying this is what any of you coaches have told me. All I remember hearing is, don't weigh yourself all the time. So um, I think the first time last spring, after I'd just been at it a few weeks, I was at a doctor's appointment. And so, you know how you get stuck getting on the scale there. And that's where I have my starting weight from in my head, is from a doctor's appointment from January 2021. So maybe about May, I was at my family doctor and got on the scale. And I said to the nurse, I realize that's a terrible number, but it's like 10 pounds down from where I was. I think it was 10, like last time. And she, well, what'd you do? And so the nurse was asking me. And um, so I usually feel I had to get weighed for um, a sleep test. And I don't know why I preface it with this. I realize that's a terrible number, but it's a lot better than it used to be. It's like,
It's the dieting mindset.
I don't know.
Absolutely. It's ingrained.
So now I do occasionally, but not on a set time. I guess I don't want, part of me doesn't want to be discouraged. I want to just keep eating well. And because I kind of gained all over, clothes didn't immediately feel really loose, because it could be coming off your arms, or I don't know. So it's taking a while for them to feel different. So that wasn't my immediate indicator, but now I just hop on occasionally to see, and I'm like, oh, and I always react like that. I'm surprised it's down, like it's just like I don't go on like biting my nails. Oh, is it going to be down? But when it is, I'm just like so pleasantly surprised that.
That's beautiful.
So
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. I see. So, Peggy, I see your questions. I'm going to just respond real quick to a question in the chat and then we'll get back to your story. So, Peggy mentioned that she eats out at least 4 times each week and her mental and social health relies on contact with other single friends. I so hear this. And she asked, is this a realistic goal or is this a realistic program for a single senior situation? First and foremost, Peggy, you will not be the only lady in the program that is cooking for one and relies a lot on like contact with friends in order to keep up their their mental health. Absolutely. Friends are a huge part of my mental health, so I can very much relate. And I love going out to eat. So, why not mix the two? One thing that I would love to just like as a quick tip is if you are open to shifting even one of those dates with friends to cooking at your place and hosting, or cooking at one of your friends' places, to like all getting together and maybe making a little potluck, you will absolutely see an improvement. And when I say, creating a potluck cooking, I realize that can be a lot to take on. So bear in mind that like it's baby steps. Maybe that isn't even the first step for you. Maybe it's like starting to shift those hangouts to like, let's go for a walk. Because you're still getting that like, that bonding time with your friends, but you're not focusing it always around food. Or maybe you choose a restaurant that has options that are more whole and plant-based. Not that plant-based is the answer for everyone, but eating more vegetables and fruits and whole grains definitely will help your health. Just like Anna said, eat more veggies. So there's a few tips. You can pick and choose what works for you. If you want support with that, we're absolutely here for you. Right? We've got lots of tips and tricks, even on how to choose off a menu. We always, Katie, if you don't mind muting, I'm going to mute you. There we go. We have Katie on to answer questions in the chat. She's being a real sweetheart and supporting us here today. Even if, where was I? Oh, this pregnancy brain. Give me a second. Even if you aren't like ready for a big change, like we can help you with small incremental changes as long as you are open to a little bit of change. We definitely got you. All right, cool. And if I just repeated myself 10 times, I apologize. Marilyn said I'm also cooking for one, so I can relate to that. However, if eating out with others, I tend to make better choices than if by myself. I know that's not a case for all, but I'm also conscious of what others think. Not a good thing, but is me. Okay, awesome. Sweet. Oh yeah, and super happy to help with everyone's questions. We are just nearing the end of your sweet little chapter, Karen. I just want to mention, well, I think we've actually talked about everything. Like some of the things we talked about when we were talking about what you can enjoy with the results you've got is like, you talked a little bit about the anniversary picture that you posted that took a little while to put up, and the beautiful ripple effects that came with you starting the homemade method, like your husband starting to reduce the amount of Coca-Cola he drinks, and maybe stopping purchasing so many chips, and like the fact that your kids are into it too. I just love that so much. Is there anything else you want to share with us before I get to the questions?
The last few months, perhaps, well, it is started as a consequence of my first picture post, Brave, I've made some personal friends through Homemade Method, and it's fabulous. Like we're like we
Oh,
and it, on top of being great life supports, we support each other with the program, or what are you making tonight, or where are you at, oh I'm behind, and oh don't worry about that. Like it's fabulous. So I encourage, if anybody's interested, to just reach out to some others, and some people you click with more than others, but it's a great method of support within the group as well.
oh
Or
my
just,
gosh. Yeah,
and if you don't
absolutely.
want to be personal friends, just the more you comment and dialogue that way, that's helpful too on people's posts. So um,
Yeah.
so my job, often I assigned this to myself, they didn't ask me, is to send them reminders when there's live events. So don't forget to log on. And so I
Oh,
just started doing that a little while ago. So I
it's
just,
an accountability buddy thing. This is
yeah.
something we love and absolutely support. There's a lot of ladies, they join our program, they pop into the members only group, and then um and then they start making friends. And some of these friends are like lifelongers, right? We have some ladies that have been in the program for, 3 or 4 years now, and they like visit each other and they, yeah, like have these incredible bonds. And I love that you're forming those. I think that's really beautiful. And I love that you've taken it upon yourself to remind everyone, hey, log into the live event. Like, here's a link. That's great. That's beautiful. We love that. The camaraderie and accountability piece is really huge because as a coach, right, I can provide like the expertise, but there's something about having a peer in the program that really helps you stay on track, right? You can like share gripes, you can share big wins, you can share your day to day. These are all things that are so vital to our success as to each one of your successes in the program. Awesome. Cool. I think there was another question that just popped in here. Mary asked about meal prep. Okay, cool. Let me just take a peek. So I'm going to start chatting about the 21-day reset now, and answer some questions sprinkled in from the chat. Let's see if we have anything in the Q&A box. We do. Um, cool. Let me get to it. Sweet. So Mary posted a question in the chat. How about meal prep, veggies that can be prepared and put in the fridge, adding to various meals of the week? Absolutely. I encourage everyone to do this. What kind of veggies? Really, what kind of vegetables do you like? That is my first guide. For me personally, we love bell peppers, carrots, cucumber, radishes. Um, and they're always chopped up raw, ready to eat in the fridge. And so my husband, myself, my daughter can always grab some and enjoy, like sometimes with hummus, sometimes alone, sometimes oh my gosh, having technical, sometimes in a salad. Um, and so yeah, what kind of do you do any of the vegetable prep in your house, Karen?
Oh, not as much as I should, but some, yes.
Some works,
And
yeah.
yeah, and I that is one of the keys, because if you really feel stressed or feel like snacking at night, have something easy in the fridge that's nutritious. I eat, like I mentioned, crunching is my thing. So sometimes I eat a lot of celery. Like, just so instead of saying to myself, no snacking, then I think, well, I think it's okay to snack away on celery for a while. And then I just, okay, I've had enough. And then I don't do that again for a while, but at least it's an outlet that's not derailing my plans or my health. Or so
That is
um
a very wise piece of advice. Absolutely
mm,
agree.
so
You can
have lots
snack.
of veggies in the fridge. Yeah.
Yes, have them always available. Um, I also love that fact, like you like something crunchy, like for a snack, and so you choose something that's nourishing and crunchy. So it's like you already have an understanding of the type of snack that you really enjoy, and it's all about catering to your needs. You're making it your own, right? I love
Exactly.
something crunchy and spicy. And so like I love like a nice crunchy radish. Like I love radishes for that reason, because they can be kind of spicy, but they're also juicy and like crunchy. They totally hit the mark for me.
I
So
like them too.
yeah, yeah, we
Mhm,
always have lots of radishes at our house.
mhm.
So I can't read this person's name. I just see the initials. JL asks, what do you think about drinking alcohol? And first and foremost, there's no rules with homemade, right? If you want to enjoy a glass of wine or a cocktail, go for it. But it's all about enjoying in moderation, right? I don't know, Karen, if you drink alcohol.
I didn't drink almost none before, so it wasn't a big,
Yeah, so it wasn't
it
a
is.
thing for you. Absolutely.
No.
I personally love a good cocktail. I love a like crisp, bubbly beer. I love a delicious glass of wine. But I for me personally, like, and you might notice this as well, when you drink, you are going to be more enticed to eat the more moorish snacks, the crunchy, salty, processed
Mm.
foods, because that's what you crave when you drink. So just being mindful, and enjoying your alcohol in moderation. If it's at a social event, like go ahead, enjoy yourself, but like understand that it will have certain implications to your eating habits afterwards. Um, and don't beat yourself up if you enjoy a drink, and then enjoy like a bowl of chips. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. There's always your next meal to improve upon and make more nourishing. All right, sweet. So cool. I am going to let's start talking about the 21-day healthy weight reset, because a lot of you ladies had questions about that in the beginning, and then I'll sprinkle in some of the questions that I see popping into the chat. So Katie, if you don't mind now, you can share the link to join the 21-day reset. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and make sure that we get your questions answered, right? So if you haven't joined us yet, or if you have, you're a forum member, maybe you already are in some of our programs, you've been hearing about the 21-day reset. What the heck is it, right? Let me share my screen and talk a little bit about it, and then I'll get to some of these questions as well. Let's see. Cool. Okay, share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the 21-day healthy weight reset, and the way you get started with this is literally just opening up this initial guidebook and reading it front to back. And that's the first step. I heard a lot of ladies saying, how do I get started? This is it. You read this, you sit down with a cup of tea, you spend an hour or two reading it, and that's it. You start soaking in the information, right? It talks all about what's going on in your body, how you can reset it, the habits that we want you to really check in on and be mindful of, and all the other things that come with it. Now, let me pop into the chat because I see that there's a lot of questions about this. So Gwen, the program is the 21-day healthy weight reset. I'll share more about that real quick. As I see there's more questions, just to make sure. So Phyllis asked, are monthly calendars still being sent? Yes. Monthly calendars are always being sent for anyone in the programs and the memberships. If you are in our membership, then you will receive invites to our weekly live events, which Karen's chatted about. I host one for the more advanced members called Nutrition Live. Katie, who you can see her nice name written up on the screen there, she's in the chat helping. Oh, there she is. There's her beautiful face. She helps ladies who are just getting started by answering Q&A in one of the live events. It's actually a really crucial live event if you're just getting started, because it's a whole hour with this amazing dietitian, tons of expertise. She's worked in so many different settings, and she's answering questions, anything from like, where do I get started, to my blood sugars are spiking. And so, or things like my cholesterol won't go down, or I'm nervous to try this food because of X, Y, and Z, or how do I make this recipe work for me? I'm allergic to this food. Questions that run the gamut. She answers all of them in a 1-hour live event. Okay. Catherine asked, what about coffee first thing in the morning? Yes, I drink coffee every morning. I would not be able to survive without it. I limit it to 1 cup. I recommend you try to limit the same to you, 1 to 2 cups a day. If you need a little bit of sweetener, I recommend a natural sweetener. It's just all this kind of stuff we cover in the membership. It's things like honey or coconut sugar are really great. You can also add a little bit of milk if that is your bag, but 1 cup of coffee most likely isn't going to have the most grave effect on your health. Drinking a ton of coffee will prevent, well, not only will it give you anxiety, right? You'd be chattering off the box, but it also interferes with calcium absorption. So it's something to be mindful of. And it makes you dehydrated. So if you can, start reducing to 1 to 2 cups a day. If you're concerned about your health and have other questions, we are here for you. You just have to ping us. It can also, if you have IBS or just digestion issues, be mindful. But if it's one of your vices, Catherine, enjoy it. I wouldn't even say if it's a vice. I would say it's a ritual, right? Shift that mindset. It's not bad for you. Okay. Deb, if you joined something or you're not sure what, shoot us an email. We would love to help you find what program you purchased, where you're supposed to be at. That's what we're here for. We have a whole customer service team that is magnificent and super helpful. So member@homemade-cooking.com is where I would love to hear from you. All right. Almond creamer is okay. I personally am lactose intolerant, except for when I'm pregnant, which is pretty cool. And so, yeah, I've used an almond creamer, coconut creamer, anything that's, the one thing I will say is if you are using a creamer, be mindful of the label. If you're learning how to read labels still, check in with us. We are here to support you. We've got tons of information about that. And the last question I see in the chat right here is, how do you get to the point where you snack on celery as opposed to a piece of cake? Karen, do you want to take that one?
I saw that one actually. I thought, oh, I think that's me. Yeah, that's, well, maybe not have the cake in the house for one thing. If something is really hard for you to resist, then and try to have the good things stocked. But also, I think at some point I just something shifted in me where I cared what about myself more and what I was doing. It's more than a physical thing. So I just, that's been the most exciting thing. And that's what I really wanted to share when I first posted is, I cared about what I'm doing for myself and not just mindfully going, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. That's the biggest improvement. Then all the other is like learning and everything goes forward. But so think about what you want to improve, like think about how important you are, and really it matters what you do for yourself, and you matter. And that's
I love that. I think that's so beautiful, right? Is connecting with your goal and your reason why you are working on your health and really starting to shift your self-image and your perception of self-worth is a big mindset shift. And this is something we really focus on in the program, and especially in our memberships. Well, Anna's Monday Mindset is like all focus. Like a lot of this is focused on helping you shift your mindset around all these different arenas that will eventually help you choose. And maybe it's not celery, maybe it's a piece of dark chocolate with like some almond butter or something. It doesn't always have to be cake to celery. It can be a
no,
different, it could be a
like
different
mine
chip.
was because it was crunchy.
Yeah, you
Cake,
went from
yeah,
chip to celery, which is a big
yeah.
one.
Mhm.
It's learning how to reframe your perception of yourself and what you're willing to, the time and energy you're willing to put into making changes, because A, you're worth it, and because B, like your body needs it. And then once you do start to make those changes, the shift isn't all at once, right? It comes in these little incremental,
Mhm.
tiny little steps. And you may one day it's a big change because you realize, whoa, I'm at such a different point. I'm nowhere near where I used to be. And that's when I talk about like the taste buds changing and your you know, your body starting to reset. This is something we really focus on the 21-day reset, is like helping you shift your hormones, which have a great deal in terms of what you crave, when you crave it, and when you can feel satisfied and stop eating. Those are big in the program. We focus a lot on that, and you'll hear us say like reset response 1,000 times over, because it's so vital to helping you make that shift from stopping to choose the cake after dinner always, right? It, you know, maybe it's the first incremental step is like, I'm going to enjoy a little bit less, or I'm going to not buy it this week, or I'm going to go to a party and I know there's going to be cake, so I'm going to nourish my body before I go with like a really abundant, beautiful salad or grain bowl, or a piece of salmon with beautiful vegetables on the side and whole grain, you know. And so you set yourself up for success. So when you're around something like that, you're not necessarily diving in hands first, ready to gobble it up. You know, it's incremental. So Deb, it doesn't happen all at once. And we're here to support you on that journey, because you absolutely can make a shift. It's all about finding the right path for you. Okay, whew, I get out of breath every time I start talking.
I was just going to say some things you can find a replacement that's nutritious. Like I liked crackers and some kind of dip, so I now have Mary's and hummus
I
instead
love
of
it.
any kind of cracker. So if cake is your thing, then find something like you said, dark chocolate or something that is a closer match to it
Yeah,
than
I love that. That's brilliant. Yes, absolutely. Finding something that works for you is really important. So Sherry said, I throw away so many veggies and fruit. They usually come in large packages or bunches. How do you get through that? That is a great question. One of the things that we teach you how to do is meal prep. And like some of that is putting those fruits and veggies into smoothie packs. This is one of the things we go over. Well, in one of our programs, the first week, it's like, let's teach you how to make a smoothie pack. And it does a great job of using up abundant produce and without having to go bad. So absolutely, there are tricks and tips for that. All right, let's see. Do we want to hear more about the 21-day reset? If ladies are interested in me chatting about that and like what it entails, I'm happy to share more. Pam said yes. Okay, cool. Lori, it's a shift to not count calories and feel like I'm on the right path. Oh my gosh, you are not alone, Lori. That's absolutely, that's like the dieting culture 101 implemented upon you. If you just cut calories, then you'll lose weight. And that's not the answer. We are here to share how you can eat delicious food, not count calories, not diet, and you improve your health. You can lose 45 to 50 pounds. You can improve your A1C. You know, you can reduce cholesterol and blood pressure. All right, cool. Okay, sweet, awesome. Oh, okay, got lots of ladies who are interested. Let me get back to sharing my screen. First, let me see if I have this. Okay, cool. Oh, the tech. Let me pull this up. I have like so many things up on my screen right now. It's hilarious to navigate. Let's get you seeing what I see. So this is the 21-day reset. This is what you see when you go into your little program. And right at the top is this guide that we want you to do. First thing, you'll learn all about what's happening in your body. You'll learn how to reset your habits, and how to connect with us, how to join live events, how to reduce your blood sugars, and the exact like blueprint for how we want you to spend the next 3 weeks. Now, when you join the 21-day healthy weight reset, you'll get all of these beautiful recipes. These are the recipes that will help you reset those hunger hormones that I was talking about, the ones that help you shift your eating habits. They tell you when you're hungry, they tell you when you're full. If you don't reset them, you're absolutely going to be set up for failure. And this is what a lot of people don't tell you in diets. Like calorie counting does not get you here. but eating whole foods will. Let's give you a better viewing of this. So this is all whole food, right? Looks delicious. This one here, I love to make. I love, love, love this dish. But you know, you can make things like a cherry sorbet, or this is like kind of a shakshuka deal, eggs in purgatory. You can have toast, you can have bread. So these are some of the recipes that we include. We have everything from breakfast, lunch, dinner, um, desserts even, right? So you don't have to give up dessert or snacks. Um, we have a fun little flaxseed cracker here that's fun to make. Now, if you're like, I'm never going to make a cracker, that's totally fine. We also have things like sun-dried tomato hummus. I know Karen was just saying that she loves hummus with Mary's crackers. This is like a fun thing to try. These recipes all take 15 minutes or less to make, right? And they're delicious. This is like a great spin on like a Starbucks drink. So if that's your bag, it is absolutely here for you. So one of the other things that we have here, I know ladies have been asking, like, how do I use up all these vegetables? Well, we have a meal planner here that explains exactly how you can plan for your week and meet your needs. And it even has a few different options, right? If you hate cooking and that is the category you fall into, we've got you. If you need double portions for leftovers, or you're cooking for a larger group, like Peggy, maybe you are having all your girlfriends over and are feeling really excited about, having a larger group. Maybe you make double portions and you don't have leftovers. Maybe you do, but you get to have a little party. And then we also have an option 3 that's for the love of cooking. It's maybe more for some of you ladies who absolutely enjoy the art of cooking. Awesome. Charmed. I love that. Let me just pop into the chat right here. Pamela said, I need to lower my blood sugar. Is there a special bread that's best? It's not even just a special bread, Pam. It is like so much more. It's about including more whole natural foods that is high in fiber, and enjoying bread that is like got like seeds in it, so it adds fiber and protein, because the fiber plus that comes in a carbohydrate, the protein and the healthy fat is you need that special combination in order to balance your blood sugars. And we dive into this. There's actually a whole section, especially for you, Pam. Pardon me, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Bear with me. Down here, it's called a blood sugar reset. And a lot of ladies that haven't delved into this too much and into the 21-day reset don't even realize it's here, but it's incredible. It's got exactly what you should be doing to help you reset your blood sugars in a week. And it talks all about, right, eat fiber-rich carbohydrates, all like that. It's fantastic. If anyone's having trouble viewing anything I'm showing, I hope you're not. Looks like only 1 or 2 of you ladies are having trouble viewing. So I hope it's not can everyone see what I'm sharing? Carol said sourdough bread is good for diabetics. Absolutely. Sourdough is a great option because it's fermented. It's good for everyone, right? One thing we want to be mindful of is that you're not eating, like, if you choose a healthier option, you're not eating it every meal, right? All right, cool. People can see. Okay, Peggy, I'm so sorry you can't see. If you try logging in and logging out and logging back in, it might help. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing for a quick second and just open up the Q&A and make sure that we get to these questions. So looks like I've answered most of these questions. Where to start and how I can get started from Pam. Yeah, so where to start? How did you get started, Karen?
Oh, I guess I should have thought about that more. It's about 13 months ago. I guess I started looking at some labels of things because the whole natural food with not processed. So then you think, oh, I used to do chicken with a can of soup at it. So you look and you, oh my goodness, what's in that soup? I thought I was cooking from scratch, but so I think I started with things like that. And of course the smoothies at the beginning. And one thing that I was, well, it's not at the beginning, but not, I can't remember what lesson in, but roasting vegetables. My family kids that I got stuck on that chapter because we have a lot of roasted vegetables. And, I mean, there's so many different ways you can do them and how many vegetables and can't go wrong. So
I love it. That's
yeah.
beautiful.
And they're not all hard things to do. That's what I like
No.
to say. It's not like I'm any expert cook or anything like that. It's you can make it tasty without being hard or labor intensive or lengthy or
Yeah, absolutely. We have something for everyone, as I like to say. And if you need support and you're lost, you're like, you just bought the 21-day reset, and you're like, I absolutely need help. I'm overwhelmed. Reach out. We're here. I realized I didn't share the price of it. If you click the link to join, everything's clearly laid out there, but I also want to share here. It's $47 for the 21-day healthy weight reset, which is pretty impressive considering everything that's included. Like, let me just show everything. Let me share my screen. It's $47 one time purchase, and you get everything for life, right? So it's all of this. We have the guide that explains everything. You have your recipes. You have a progress tracker to check in on if that feels like the right thing for you. We also have this checklist right here. It's a planner. It's like how it basically helps you troubleshoot certain situations. If you're like, I don't know what to cook for breakfast, or I'm having a really hard time with lunch, or I have no time to cook dinner. What do I do? This gives you answers to all of your your needs, right? And also, if you have more questions, you're like, I need more personalized help. That's what I'm here for. That's what Katie's here for. We are coaches with the Homemade Method. When you join our membership, this is what you get access to, is ladies helping you, guide you through the program, answering all your questions, helping you make it your own. So we have the 21-day healthy weight reset, which is $47. It's a one-time purchase, yours for life. And then we have the membership. You can join it just for $1 for the first month to test it out, see what it's like. And then afterwards, it's a subscription. It's $47 a month after that. And with that, you get live events like Karen was chatting about. You get access to members only group, and I'll show you that in just a second so you can get a little peek if you haven't been familiar with that. And you also get one-on-one coaching support via email. So get ladies like myself helping you answer your questions to help you make this happen. So then with the reset, you also get all of these. We also have, so these are awesome. If you have like the crunchy craving, sweet craving, we have recipes for you that totally hit the mark. Like, chocolate bark, we got popcorn, home fries, peanut butter and ice cream, cookies, all that good stuff to help you choose something more nourishing when you want something sweet. So I forget who, Deb maybe typed in the chat, how do I get off cake and start eating something healthier? Maybe this is something you choose rather than going straight to celeries. You make yourself some beautiful chocolate berry bark, or you make chocolate peanut butter and ice cream. It's like, it is still like a calorically dense food. So we don't want you to dive in the deep end of eating these all the time, but enjoy it in moderation is totally fine and won't throw you off track with your health goals. So this is something really great that we include. And we also have that blood sugar reset that I showed. And I forget, gosh, you're gonna have to bear with me. I forget who typed this in the chat, but they said, how do I stop counting calories? We have a whole section all about mindset for eating. So we have 5 different videos that Anna has done teaching you how to listen to your body, what you need to eat, why cooking is really important, like the principles of our programs, and like how to approach a new mindset so you get away from dieting and you start eating for nourishment satisfaction, which is our goal. So that could be really helpful for some of you ladies who are really trying to get that dieting mindset out of their heads. We also have a cholesterol lowering guide for anyone that's looking to do that. And Karen, I want to say that you just were doing one of Anna's yoga videos. Did you mention
Oh,
that? Yeah.
well, she put the cute yoga video on of her little girl. So
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that's so
that
sweet.
was just
I
so,
love that.
yeah.
Yeah, movement is an incredibly important part of helping your body heal. So one of the things that was really asked for when we asked our members, what do you want? They're like, we want some videos. So we include 5 10-minute long at-home workouts, which are, range from arms, shoulders, core and butt, all these things, yoga. It's great. It's fantastic. Let me open up the chat so I can see. So MP asked, I want to do the 21-day reset, but I'm in the middle of moving countries. I want to know if I could do it later in the year. Absolutely. Actually, Karen's purchased the reset. She let me know and has it in her back pocket. She hasn't quite dove into it yet, but you can do the same. You can purchase the reset because we can't guarantee when we open enrollment and when we close it. It's kind of based off of what we can handle as a really small team with the amount of volume that comes in. So if you want to do it later this year, I encourage you to join. And, when you're ready, you dive in. It's yours for life. You get all of that that I've showed you, for $47 is a pretty good deal. Okay. Okay, sweet. Let's see. Linda. Awesome. Okay, so Linda, shoot us an email with that question about your situation. I want to make sure that we got you covered. It looks like you're in the membership, which is great. Awesome. Can't wait to get to know you. And yeah, if you want to shoot us an email at member@homemade-cooking.com. Katie, if you could just pop that into the chat, I'd be super grateful. And then that way, you can reach out to us and we can make sure we get you set up. Okay, sweet. Well, I think we've gotten everyone. Does anyone else have any questions about the reset? Is there anything that I missed? Oh yeah, Joy, can you show the names of some of the dinner recipes, please? Absolutely. Yes, I would love to. Let me just fiddle with my, and thank you so much, Karen, for hanging out with us. It's been such a pleasure. Let me show, I'm looking at dinner recipes for you, Joy. I think I have them open. Nope. Nope. Yes. So here we go. Dinners. We have seared chicken with broccoli and cherry tomatoes. We have succulent beef kebabs, roasted red pepper, tomato and lentil soup. Love me a soup. You'll hear me say that so many times. Beans and soup. I will harp on them till the cows come home. We have healthy peanut noodle stir fry, peach pecan and pork salad. I'm definitely going to be making this once I can get my hands on some beautifully fresh, ripe peaches. Plant-based curried tofu salad, a shrimp pad thai that everyone raves about, cheesy baked potato soup, tangy avocado couscous salad, and a Mexican grain bowl. So those are our dinner recipes that come with the 21-day reset. Now, while we're here, the lunches, I know this can be like a big one for people to overcome. Some people have a really hard time with lunch. The balsamic chicken Buddha bowl is like a fan favorite, me included. It's super easy to make and it's absolutely delicious. If you like balsamic vinaigrette, this is your jam. Plus we have all these other really incredible lunches you can start trying out. All right, I hope that was helpful. Phyllis asks, is there a best way to organize a notebook, a sequence? So when you purchase the program, it will look exactly like I just showed you. Everything's super organized online. You can always print things out if that's helpful to you. But everything, once you purchase it, it's yours for life online. You can access it anytime. Okay. Marilyn said, you were answering a lot of my questions and reviewed aspects of the reset that I quickly viewed and now need to look in more at depth. Awesome. I love that we're inspiring you. Cool. Well, Thank you to everyone who joined. I think we've answered all the questions. I don't want to steal, too much more time. Karen, you've been an absolute angel for joining us here today. Let's give a round of applause for Karen. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat. Super grateful for everyone's participation, for asking questions, for supporting us, and joining us here today. If you have more questions, you're always welcome to email us. We're here for you. And yeah, my name is Maddie. If we haven't met yet, I'm one of the coaches at the Homemade Method. And to everyone else, I look forward to seeing you in the members only group, chatting it up, coaching there. Awesome. Pam, I can't wait to get to know you. All right, Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It means a
Oh,
lot.
oh my gosh. Thank you for coming. I know it's time and energy out of your day, and it can be a little nerve-wracking to get up and share your story. So thank you for having the bravery, having the fire, and for joining me. And thank you to Katie, who is a wonderful moderator. You're an angel for being here for us today. And there's her beautiful face. Awesome. All right. Thank you all. Have a beautiful night.